Hello and welcome. Let's do one of those buy low, sell highs that I like to do. And I want to show a way to do it, not as fast as you can, but faster than I've done in the past. But I'm going to go over some spreadsheet programming as well, so it'll be a little bit of time before I start. I just did one quickly with basic attention and theta token, theta coin, starting off back in here with the ratio at like 1.18, moving up to 1.9. And I waited for 40% moves. I think for this video I'm going to reduce it to about 30%. See how it goes. As the net results for this worked out that I started with 1100 of what would have been the theta coin, or 1100 theta and 1000 of the basic attention. And it would have worked out that, well, basic attention did better. I would have had 856 BAT, losing just about 14%. But the 1122 would have moved to 2619, which is better than double. The time frame for this was that of about a year. So then, let's make a spreadsheet. Now this is what I want to do. I want to do, like, we'll say 33% moves from last trade. So how am I going to program this? Well, in here is where I want it to tell me what, like, the price move is. But in here, I'm going to be putting in the last trade number. I don't even know what coins I'm going to use or what token. So let's just find some sort of cross. And let's, oh man, which one do I want to do? Let's see. I'm trying to think of. Matic is, well, that's mainframe mana. What's mana looking like? 423 on Satoshi. What's nice volatile moves here and there? We're going back to 2018, 2017. Maybe do this with Theta or Komodo. See what happens. So do Binance KMD divided by BTC or colon. I'm going to do Binance again. And we'll do mana BTC. Alrighty, this is what we got. I'm using the 12-hour time frame for the purpose of somebody who would check twice a day. Once in the morning, maybe, and once at night, before you go to bed, after you go to bed, that kind of stuff. And this is what 2 looks a day should get. I'm only caring about closing prices. So let's go back in here. Start at the 44 number. So 44.64 would be the number to start at. So with that being stated, let's put in, say, 44.64 in here. And I want it to automatically give me the price, but what's going to happen is, let's just assume I'm going to trade. I want to set up so no matter what number I put in, it's going to automatically tell me where I want to go next. So how would I do that? What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a number in here. I'm just going to put the 44.64 to start. And what I'm going to do here for programming language is I'm going to ask the question, equals if this number here is greater than 0, which means I've put something in there, then I want whatever I put in there, which is equal to this number. Now, if you've put nothing in there, obviously you're done for the row, and I'm just going to want whatever the last number is. And what's going to happen is 44.64 is going to come up. But if I were to put a different number in here, like 25, you can see it would change it to that. Same thing on 85. But at 0, it's going to have the final number. So therefore, I'm just going to copy and paste this, and I can paste this down to like row 600 even, although I'm not going to use anything near that. So now, if I'm looking for, let's just say, I want to find out what my percentage move is. So let's just put in 33%. This way I can change it any time I want. So let's get the high number. This is the easy one. This one here. So we're going to take equals, say this is E600, and that number would be 44.64. and I want to multiply it by 1.33, which would be 1 plus this. So that would give me, no, that's not even right, equals E600 multiply 1.33. Now, why didn't that work? Okay. Equals E600. Did I even go down that far? Let's just do 400 then. Or E4. Even E300. So equals E4300, which is 4464 multiply 1.33, which is what it's doing in here. A1, actually. Yeah. All that. And I bet a lot of you seen that, and I don't know, some of you were laughing probably, which is cool, actually. I kind of like that. Because I make those type of mistakes quite frequently here and there. So now to do the low end one, how do we do that? I want 33%, not down, but the equivalency to that, which is 100 divided by 133. So that would equal 100 divided by, I need 100 plus let's just do it. This number multiply 100. So that would equal, let's just look at this again, equals 100 divided by, and I think I need to put all of this like this. So 75%. So if I go, say, 50%, that would go 66. Yep, that's right. So we can, and at, say, 100%, that would be 50%. So that's the percentage move, which is what we're looking for. So I know that's right. So now I can take this number, the entire number, and multiply it by the desired number. I got 3 left. And so if I go, like, say, multiply this, then we got that. So the formulas are in. So we'll format to 2 decimals and now move on. So we have this. I'm just going to format. I want to put both the spreadsheet on this on at the same time. And there we have it. So now we're going to start off. We're waiting for 3356 or 5937. And in a spot like this, as a trader, you would be waiting for each individual move. Now I could just go like this, but it's going to take too long this way. Now here at 66.57, we'll go 66.50. Okay, this was supposed to multiply by B. So I did this, so B, say 444, which is wrong. That would be E. Yeah, multiply E. So now we got the new number. 50 is the new, yeah, that works out. So there we have it. So now we're waiting for 50 or 88. But what I can do is just go like that, because I know what's the realistic situation. If I'm waiting to sell at 88 and it's 666, no. But at 100, I know I would. So I can just put in, let's put 100 even. So now I'm going to 75 or 133. I can see that it's not going to 133, and I can see it will go below 75. So where would realistic buy be? Well, it would be at 64, maybe 65. And now we're looking for 48 or 86. So I can see 47 here. Would this be a buy at this bottom in here? At 50, the answer would be no. Where would the buy? 48.17? Well, yeah. We even go 49 because you didn't want to change the. Go 49 in here. And now we're going for 36 or 65. Where are we going? 36. Looks like it's a hit. So 36.17. We'll go 36. 36 and a half in here. So 27 or 48. Obviously 48 is going to be the hit. Your realistic real number would be the 48.9. So we'll do 48 and a half where you were. Getting a little worse than what the real number would be, but only a little worse. So 36 or 64. Obviously 64 is not hitting. 36 is down here. So 36 would be the next hit. Let's just see what your number would be. We're looking for 36 and a half. So it goes to 35 and a half. We'll do 36 even. So we're looking at 27 or 48 next. 27's down here, 48's up there. Looks like 27 doesn't hit here. But it would go on this April 22nd time frame. It would be a close here at 23.37. So we'll do 23 and a half. Looking next for 17 or 31. 31's up here. 17's down there, so no 31 here. So 17's going to be the play. What number would we end up getting? This is 1820, so not that. It would be this close. Close of 1671. We'll do 16.8. So we're looking for 12 and a half or 22 and a third. Wow. See, these are the types of moments you're looking for. Sorry about that sound there. But these are the moments that we're looking for are ones of big plays like this. This is 662, a spot where you'd want to trade more aggressively. Trade well more than half of what you'd be selling. In this case, you would be selling LITECOIN at this point, so they must have had an amazing rally at this point. And that would be, again, we're going to go a close of 662. So we'll do 6.8. And I'm just going to go like this and then go like that. So 511 or 904. But what would happen is the very next period, it would go up to 1445. So you're just going to take that. We'll go 14 and a quarter. So now we're at 1071, 1895. 1071 is not hitting. 1895, not yet. It's grinding its way up there. We can see that it would get up here on this green day here. So this would be your obvious sell point as on this point. 1989, so let's just do 19.6. A little bit worse every time is what I'm doing. Count in a little bit of rate because I'm not going to mathematically count rate. And in realistic time, depending on the type of trader you are, if you're just taking market price every time, you're pretty much always going to get a bad price by a little bit anyway. Because sometimes what I like to try to do is, okay, I have to buy one, sell the other. So if I have to, on either side, maybe on both, okay, if I'm supposed to sell, I'm going to try to get the best price. I might wait 5-10 minutes if it takes that to fill an order. Thus, say the bid-ask ratio is say 1,000 and 990, and I'm selling. I'm going to try maybe get 1,005, 1,010, or 1,002, but not the 990 number. That's that. And same thing with the buy, trying to get the price. So 1960 was the last trade. We're looking for 26 or 14. So 14 we can see it's 1474. So this close here is 1474. So we'll just take that one. We'll go 1485. Okay, so 11 or 20. Looks like 20 is going to be the target number. As far as 1975, does this hit on this green candle move up? 1963, not really. This one here, 1987. So we'll take the 19.7 number. So we're looking for 15 or 26 next. It looks like 15 and then some. So you'd have 15.57. You end up getting 13.96. So we'll take 14 and a dime. 1060 or 1875. 1060 looks like is going to come into play here. So this red day is 1069 and then 1048. So let's go 1065. Okay, 8 or 14. Obviously 8 doesn't hit and we're at 17, so 14 is going to be the play. Would you sell at this high here? The close was 1401. No, you're looking for 1416. This was 1432, so we'll take 14 and a dime. Okay, so we're looking for 1060 or 1875 next. There's the 1875 area. 1888, so we'll go 18.6. So 14 or 25. Well, looks like 25 is the number. And 25.47 would be the point we would go sell, so we'll go 25 and a quarter. Looking for 19 or over 33. Well, there's a 19, but no close in that area. 33 up there again, no close. This is the close date here. So that's closing at 1563, so 15.77 we'll say. Looking for under 12 or about 21. Well, there's 21 right there. $21.01, so we'll go 20.88. All right, so 15 and 7 or 27.7 next. It doesn't look like we have any realistic closes at the 27. This doesn't go down to 15, so it would probably end up getting the sell order hit. There's 27.58, and there's 27.80. There's your trade right there. We'll go 27.56. So we're looking for 36 or 20. Now this doesn't go to 20, this doesn't go to 36. And that's where we stand, we're done. So how would we make out as far as results is concerned? Let's make another spreadsheet. So I'm going to copy these numbers here. And what we're going to do is we're going to paste them in here. So within one of them, I'm going to own on, say, the most expensive one. I might own 100 of them and 44.64 of the other. And what's going to happen is we're going to be, we're going to go expensive, or the expensive coin and the cheaper coin. Just use those codes there. And in here, I'm just going into this period, we'll just have the exact same amount in here. All right. So now for formulas in here. If the market goes up, that means the expensive coin is the one we're going to sell. So what I'm going to write in here, equals if. If this number here is greater than this, then I'm going to go semicolon, quotations, enter. So it's going to, and that's what's going to come up. So it's telling you to enter. If not, what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter the negative price in there and automatically calculate it. But if the other one is to calculate, the cheap one, it'll be entered on the other side. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the value in F2, which is, and we want to divide it by what the price is. And the price is right here. So you can see it's going to say enter. So it's going to tell you to put the price. And now for this, for the cheap coin, if the price goes down, of course we want to sell. So if this number is less than this number, we're going to put in enter. Else, which will be the case here, then I'm going to want to take And actually, I gotta put the negative in here too. So I'll fix this one beforehand. I gotta take negative this number because this will be a negative number once I enter it, and I'm going to multiply it in this case by the ratio in value. So I'm going to fix this ratio here, and I'm going to put in a negative sign. So for here, I'm going to take this number and I'm going to add this. And value will come up, but that will change in time. And we're going to take this number and I'll add this. I suppose I could reduce the size of these rows so we can see everything in one fitting. And I can put all this in center. Alright, so I'm going to copy and paste this down. And copy and paste this down as well. Okay, so let's see how well we do here and how we would trade. So we have to enter here the expensive coin. We own 100 of them. And we're playing for pretty decent sized gains. So let's sell about maybe 28. And we can see it'll automatically add 1,600. The market goes up again. We own 72. So we're going to own, maybe we sell 22 of them now. And we would get this. Now the market, in here we have to enter this. We got 8,500. We just received 22. So let's maybe distribute 1,750 of them. We would get 26. And in this case here we want 67. Maybe we go 1,600. And then we would accumulate 32. And then 49 down to 36. Maybe we enter, we own 51. So maybe we go 1,400 this time. And we get 28. So now we have, this one here goes 36 up to 48. We got 38 last time, bringing the ownership up to 147. So let's go and distribute 33 of them, gain 16. We have 4 in a row. Now you don't know what's going to be 4 in a row, but you have to be realistic without knowing what would happen. How many would I get rid of here? I just accumulated 1,600, getting up to 53. I'm going 33% moves. So a third of what I got would be 17 or so. I also came off getting 16. Let's go like 1,450. And we're getting 40 after we sold 33. So now we have a situation here where we have 3,900. We want to sell less than we did before, so let's go 1,250. And we're down to 27. Maybe here we go 900. We're down to 17. We don't want to sell out. So we have to be very, very careful here. If we don't, we're going to notice that if we get close, we're either going to have to sell it or we're going to have to sell so low that it's like, geez, that's all I get back kind of deal. So let's go 600 and we could, okay, was that, okay, that's a big one here. That's the one that went from 16.8 to 6. So in here, you're like, okay, how really want to go extremely aggressive, like I was saying before when it happened. So at 1,700, one of them is just selling everything, and you see it would work. But I'm going to avoid doing that. But if you want to just make an aggressive play, like say 1,000, 1,100 even, you still got 676 back in case it has a big play. But now you just accumulated 160. You went from 160 up to like 261 to 423. Now, how many of the 423 do we want to distribute? And this is a double move itself. 200 of them? Well, we just accumulated the 161, so not really. If I go 150, I'm getting 2,100 back after I sold 21. I can just go 135 even. I'm still getting a good amount back. So let's enter, now this goes up from 14 to 19. Let's just see what we own. We own 288. If we go 100, we're getting 1960, pretty much a bit more or about the same that we did before. But the ratio went down to 14. We accumulated 1900 before. That's what happens if 1750 comes in. Well, we gain 117 or 17 plus. In here we go to 19.7, back to where we came from before. Well, I wanted to go over 100, but under 117. So maybe 106, and now we're gaining almost 21. Same thing again, under the 2088, but over the 1750 from before. So maybe I want to sell 1900 and I'm going to gain 134. Entering another situation, selling from 1410 down to 10.65, owning 2900 or 3000. So we sold a lot at that 1900. Let's just slighten down. We're not going to get anywhere near that 134 number. 120. Oh, I guess we get somewhat near. So now we have this one here going from 10 up to 14. We gain 122. If we sell 100 of them, I'm gaining here. But we'll just do a bit more. Goes up to 18. Okay, so we have 352. And we can afford to go, say, 85, and we're gaining more. Now we have 267. How about 75? 70. I think that's easily affordable. And 70 should get us more and does get us more on this one here. So then we have it going from 25 to 15. That's a phenomenally large move, too. So maybe you want to make a decent sell, maybe 2200. Yeah, we got 1700, but that's about a third of what we got, and that's a big move. So we'll take that 139. So now 15 to 20, a standard move. Obviously, we're not going to sell anywhere near that 139, but actually maybe 100, which would get us close to what we did before. And then a move up to 27, so maybe 75, and then another 2,000. So now at this point, we'd be waiting for the next trade, and whenever it would come, We can see as we did it, it would work the same way moving forward. The ownership at 161 and 82. Well, we started with 100, and we'd have plus 60. 60%. 8,400 from 4,400. That's almost double. So your average gain is about 80% on net tokens. The duration of time to do this was, we started down in here, so basically the end of 2017. So all of 2018 and half of 2019. A year and a half and an 80% return. And this is why I like this strategy in that of, if you just like, again, multiple coins, just trade them back and forth and let the numbers play as it will. And by taking these larger numbers, this is designed for people that really don't want to spend too much time doing this. But checking twice a day, it doesn't take that much time. And most times you just know, I mean, unless something goes up like 10, 15, 20%, there's nothing there. So you quickly check, and it takes maybe just 7, 8 seconds. You check your phone, see what the prices of those two coins are, see there's nothing to do, and then you'll check later in maybe a half a day. And so on and so forth. And then you know you're going to be getting close. So when you're in a situation, if you're waiting, say for example, back in here, it's 33. It's hypothetically, if you're waiting for it to go to 36, you know, going in, oh, it's close. You check, nope. And in reality, if you're checking twice a day and you're close to that number, those days you might check 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Or you'd have your alerts ready to go for you. So if it breaks it at any time, you can do it, especially if you're in position where you can access the computers practically whenever. Of course, when you're sleeping, don't wake me up. But yeah, maybe you're at work and you have the opportunity to do it so easy. I know some bosses may not like it, but maybe you're working for yourself or they don't care. Maybe your boss is doing it with you. In fact, and if you're in the business of having a business, having some of your assets in cryptocurrencies for your company, you know what, maybe something to think about as part of an insurance strategy against your fiat debt notes. And in your accounting, do you write cash or fiat cash? I'm just curious for those in business and accounting. Because if I was an accountant for a company, I would highly recommend to my boss, you really should add that adjective fiat. Just saying. And in conclusion within this, when you're playing this, when you look at the ratio, you can't tell how much each of these are worth against the dollar at that time or against Bitcoin. But when you get to prime periods of markets, then there's situations where you aggressively want to sell against Bitcoin and against the dollar with these coins. Dollar selling, maybe you want to buy back and or profit taking. Bitcoin, well, of course, accumulating the Bitcoin to profit take later or at that time, but accumulating Bitcoin to buy back later. Because if you have situations where both coins go up amazingly together, one goes up 4x, one goes up 5x or 6x, well, then you sell, and then they go back down big, more than 50, 60, 70% off. Well, because you sold up there, you can buy at better than half off moves, maybe 65% off. And you're able to get sweet, sweet gains. And in fact, if you think about it, and let's just bring up the Komodo dollar chart. And this is there was only been one good time. It's been well above the 18, at least on the weekly. So let's just go to the daily, go back in time. So back in here, you're not going to be like, oh, it's at 9 and you sell. If you're at 16 cents, yeah, you can profit take at 80, and then you can profit take at 250. You profit take because let's just assume if you were in here playing at a dime, 15, 20 cents in this lower end here, and then it does have at least a few X gain, which will say it's like 80 cents. That means your job would have been to sell at areas all the way up at different times. But if you sold at 80 cents and you ensured that you sold enough at all times to make sure you quote unquote don't sell out or don't run out of your coins, so you effectively had them to these highs, and you're looking for at least a 60, even 2/3 off. That means if you were selling last at say 9, you weren't going to buy until it hit 3. So your upper end buy orders would have hit at 3. And then it went down to 50 cents. So everything is sold at $1.50 or 1.5 and higher. So when you sold up here, you bought it back. And everything you sold up here got bought back. And if you were now waiting, okay, I bought it, say, 60 cents, or I'm waiting, or 0.6, yeah, it is 60 cents. Maybe I want to wait until it at least gets to like 350 or something. So I'm not going to start selling until it gets up here. And that might be one of your strategies along the way. And then as far as Komodo against Bitcoin itself, same sort of deal. And you can be allocating in 3 different measures with your Komodo. Some to trade against your ratio pair, some to trade against the dollar for purposes of profit taking or buying back later. And then, like again, same thing with Bitcoin. So in this case, if you were buying at, say, 12,000 handle, you don't maybe not want to start selling the Bitcoin until it gets like 40, which would have meant in here, 40 all the way up. And if you're waiting for the same sort of deal, well more than half off, like 2/3 off. That means if you were selling at 90, you don't want to buy until it's 30. But it did hit 30. And it even went down to even 18. So if you were selling, say, 43, you didn't buy back because it didn't go down enough. But whatever you did buy back down to here, well, you were able to sell. Maybe, again, you might have got 1 lot in or 2 lots in at the top. But you can see you would have most certainly, of course, been able to buy it back. And now, of course, at the price action going down to 10, if you were, everything is sold at 30 and above. For this sell order, say you had that occurred June of 2017 at 30,000. And you're like, there's no way I'm buying it back until it goes below 10. Maybe it's 28.5 or something. I'm not buying it until it goes below 10. Well, then that day came for you here. Well, it's below 10. You would have had to been fast to get it because it didn't stay for that long. But it would have meant that 2 years later, you got your buyback. Risk-reward management for myself is always job number 1. Strategy, preparation, practice, experience. And this is what all this is, doing stuff like this. And if you're doing things like this, it helps you understand about different strategies you want to apply. And then when you think of ideas, I haven't even talked about it or whatever because it's your ideas. Okay, well, let's test them out. Let's try them. How can I do such? And then when you find out a way, in this case, well, make a spreadsheet like this, let the mathematical numbers determine the 33% moves, and then so on and so forth. You can see examples of doing such within it. But again, gaining like, say, if you can gain like 40, 50, like 70, 80% in coins in a year, just by doing it this way. Imagine having like stocks and ownership. Yeah, just hold them and we'll give you 50% of each coin, or 30% even a year. They're not going to do that. Your dividends won't pay anything close to that. So that's just one way I look at it as well. It's just super premium dividends by doing it. Little work, of course, especially when you actually do the trades. Oh, you calculate what you need to do. You send 1 coin from your hardware wallet to the exchange. You wait the allocated time for it to be there to sell. You sell one market, buy the other, move coins off the exchange, and you're done. Until the next trade. Thank you for tuning in.